if everyone does this, people will change. Unfortunately, we're very passive. We're very negative. We don't want to contribute, and Satan comes and intimidates us with so many things, and at the end of the day, we end up putting ourselves in a shell and isolating ourselves from the others and claiming to be Allah's chosen people.
I know we've gotten a little off topic. Now we're talking about how to correct people. So maybe if you have a question more towards giving Islam our best effort, go ahead.
Okay. Bismillah. As a matter of fact, I'm an English instructor. So I try to use my English as much as I can to reveal the best image or the most favorite image of Islam. This is not because I'm an instructor. This is the place where I send an invitation to everybody, doctors, engineers, students, even the guys who spend their time surfing the internet on useless things or unnecessary things. Why don't you try to use the internet to create websites, to give the best image of Islam, because you know we are image of the Islam. So if foreigners or tourists here in Egypt or whatever, so was doing something wrong, as myself, I had an experience, a personal experience. I was riding a car with my friend. He is from the United States of America. We were drinking soft drinks. When I finished mine, I threw it out of the window of the car. He stopped the car and said, "Ayman, get it again." And I get it and put it in a recycle bin. I was so embarrassed. But from this happened 2 years ago. Since then, I haven't done something like that and tried to tell my friends not to do something like that, because we are images for Islam. How can we say that Allah says cleanliness is next to godliness, and at the same time you don't do something like that? That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay. As for the hadith, it's not a hadith. So cleanliness is next to godliness.
A proverb.
It's a proverb. It is true. We have to do what we preach. It's not enough only to preach. And the best form of making da'wah is to actually be a practicing Muslim. Now, there are people who go the extra mile. Now, most of Muslims know what is halal and what is haram, but they find it difficult to go the extra mile in propagating, because they are not themselves performing. So you cannot propagate something that you're not doing. So I believe that it is true that we have to give the role model to the people, but before we do that, we ourselves have to be practicing what we preach. And this American friend of yours, he told you to go and pick it up because this is what he believes. And regardless whether he's Muslim or not, but okay, he's not a Muslim. This is what he believes. Now, if you look at the other religions, you feel that they have more commitment to their religions than we do. And this is unfortunate because of their conviction and because of our weak belief in our beliefs. Though we have the ultimate truth is Islam. No Muslim would doubt this. But yet we fail to go and call people to Islam because we are ourselves lazy. We're not putting enough effort to this.
What role do parents play in helping the children correctly prioritize, between, life and Islam and all this sort of thing? And the bonus question, are we doing our job as parents, those of us who are parents?
Well, I'll answer the bonus question. The answer is no. Unfortunately, if we were doing our jobs as we're supposed to be, we would not be in the situation we're in. We have a cultural gap, and the kids grow seeing their parents doing something and learning it at school and learning at the masjid that they should be doing something else. In Islam, there is no separation. Islam, work, entertainment, they all are put in a melting pot, and you get one substance that is one, not so many. If you go back to the Sunnah, you would find that the family used to make their children grow up thinking that Islam is their life and to serve only Islam. For example, Sulaym, may Allah be pleased with her, she's the mother of Anas. Anas was 10 years old when she brought him to the Prophet ﷺ when he first came to Medina, and she said, "O Prophet of Allah, Anas is a learned child. Let him be with you, serve you, and learn from you." The Prophet didn't need that, ﷺ, but he would not return this woman with a broken heart, so he accepted the boy. The boy lived with the Prophet ﷺ and his family for 10 years, stating that I've never seen the Prophet ﷺ reprimand me for something that I did by saying, "Why did you do this?" or for something I did not do, "Shouldn't you have done so and so?" He would not say this to him ﷺ. In one incident, Sulaym saw her child Anas walking the streets of Medina. The Prophet entrusted him with a secret, and he told him, "Do this thing, don't tell anyone about it." So he met his mother on the road, and she said, "Where are you going?" He said, "The Prophet asked me to do something." She said, "What did he ask you to do?" Now the boy is 10 years old. The first thing any 10 years old would do is to say the secret. And the first thing that comes into mind, if he doesn't, the mother's going to spank him. So Anas said, "I can't tell you, it's a secret." What did the mother do? The mother showed him the role model. She said, "Don't ever say the secret of the Prophet ﷺ to any soul." She didn't go on the offensive. She approved what he did. Now this shows you that it goes side by side. He is there to serve the Prophet ﷺ, and this is world. This is worldly things. But he's not there simply for the worldly things. He's there to learn religion. And by not separating, this is the result that we get. Anas ibn Malik, one of the great scholars of Islam. Likewise, this cascades all over. When I go to do some shopping and my child comes and says, "Oh, father, let me come with you." And I say, "Well, I'm going to take an injection at the hospital." And the child says, "Oops, okay, go, may Allah be with you." I'm not giving the role model, which means that whenever I'm going to talk about Islam, he's not going to pay any attention because I'm not practicing what I preach.
This is very interesting what you said, because I knew a sister that worked in an Islamic school, and she saw frequently how the parents were interacting with the children. And she told me one day, she said that it's so bizarre. She's an American. She said, convert to Islam. She said, it's so amazing to me that they will tell their children who's asking for some more like sweets, there aren't any more sweets, like lie to them, rather than tell them, "No, you can't have it, and I'm the parent, and you don't need any more." And the child knows that the parent is lying because he just saw the sweets on the counter, but the parent isn't thinking about what sort of psychological aspect this will have on the child. So, I mean, is this a common phenomenon? Or
it is, unfortunately. Every one of us know, unfortunately, in the houses that we do not consider them to be practicing Muslims, that if someone calls by phone and the child answers and he says, "Okay, 1 minute, father, it's so-and-so." And the father says, "Tell him I'm not here." And so, "My father says you're not here." This is common because people are not practicing. It's not the culture. It's the absence of religion. And likewise, those who do not lie, for example, and this is one of the beautiful attributes in the West. Though they're Christians, though they're disbelievers to us, but they do not lie. And why is that? Is it because of their religion? No. This is how they're brought up. They would do anything. They would sin, they would drink, be intoxicated, fornicate, but they don't lie.